Okay, I'm getting ready to start painting this hutch. I've got it all wiped down. And I'm probably just gonna leave that back there, the white or the cream. I might put something in the holes, some spackling so they don't show up quite as much. But I've chose Dixie Belle Briar Patch. And I'll start painting it and get quite a bit on, and then I'll come back and let you see just exactly what the color looks like, because I'm not sure myself. Here's what I've done. It is almost finished. I painted it with the Dixie Belle Briar Patch and chalk Dixie Belle drop cloth in the background, and then of course I've made knobs to go on them. I've still got to wax the drawer. And after I do that, and then I'll have to put the knobs on, and it should be ready to go. And I really don't have any place to put it because this is going out into my craft area, and I think I'm going to put all my candle supplies, you know, my scents and my wicks stickums and my labels and colors and all that needs to go somewhere instead of stacked in boxes. So I'll be glad to have it out, and then I'll fix a little table next to it to put my pour pot, and I'll make candles out there in my craft room and have everything in one spot. Okay, this is what I think I'm going to do for knobs on my hutch. I do not like the knobs that's on it at all. So I made up some round images to go on here, and I picked these out here and I cut them out. I did spray them with hairspray. I cut them out, and then I put little tiny slits on the sides because this is curved and I need it to try to go, you know, around down on the knob. Okay, boy, that Mod Podge is runny and it won't work. I must have added some water to it. Okay, it's going down on there. Just making sure I'm getting it curved. I'm going to get my other Mod Podge, see if it's any better. Okay, filled this up out of my Mod Podge container. And I got that one down good. And I'm just going to do that on every one of these now. And then I'll go back over them with some Mod Podge to seal them. I'll just put my last one on. And I haven't Mod Podged them yet, but that's kind of what they're looking like so far. And I'm wondering if I shouldn't ink around the edges just a little bit. Got my ink out. I think I will. Just a little bit, not a lot. Yeah, I like that. You guys probably really can't see the difference in the camera, but just gives it a little something. It kind of blends in the paper with the knob. Okay, I'm going to do the others, and then I'll go over them with the Mod Podge, let them dry, and they should be finished and ready to go on the hutch. Well, I have all my little knobs finished, and they're dry, and they look pretty cute. So I've decided I wanted to go over it with some glossy accents. So I'm going to hope this comes out. Let's see, I need to wipe the tip off. And I'm going to start in the middle. and start twirling around. Oh, better hold it straight. It's going off the bottom. Okay. I need to get this back over here. I'm concentrating. Oops, got a bubble. Yeah. This is just trial and error. Hope not too much air. Doggone it. I don't want that bubble. I wonder if you can do this like you do epoxy. Where you take the... I need to pick that up. You know, you take the heat gun to pop the bubbles. I am seeing some bubbles. Okay, it's looking pretty even so far. My hands are really going to be picking this stuff off. Let's see, I want to try my heat gun. See a bubble right there. And it's not doing it. I need something. Oh, crud. It's already a drying. Okay. Maybe I can use a stick to go around there. Okay, I'm going to leave it because that is looking okay. I'm going to let that one dry some and make sure it's the way to do it. And if I like it, then I'll go ahead and finish the rest of them. But I really don't know why I wouldn't like it. Except I keep touching it. All right, my knobs are good and dry. The glossy accents hardened now. I've left them setting for a couple of days. I've added a hole in the back so I can put them on my hutch. And they're ready to go on. And I don't think you would ever know that this is just some paper Mod Podged on with the glossy accents over it. I love the way they turned out. So there's those two. That's a basket, and it looks like a tin cup, I believe. And then these are kind of crocks with flowers. But I love the way they turned out. So I'm ready to go put them on my hutch, and my hutch will be finished then. Okay, here's what it looked like before, except it did have doors on it, on the top part, and it had some very pretty ornate pools and stuff that was just gold and too fancy for me. And I just did not care for it. And here's the way it looks now. And I'm going to get a close-up here in just a second with the knobs. Okay, and here is each one of the knobs. I tried to get up and get a good picture as the best I could, but it just wasn't working out. But I did want to show you what I done and how they look. So I hope you like this hutch makeover. Now let's move on to trash to treasure. Okay, with this video, I'm going to do some spools, and I got this idea from Jeanette on our Backroom Creations. She mainly does lives on Facebook, but she'll post them back over on YouTube. So she done these, and hers were a little different, and she's selling a kit to do them with. But anyways, I had to have this stuff put back. These things here, they were from ribbon. And I had to, my ribbon was taking up a lot of room. So I made these wood spools, and I took all my ribbon off of the spools because this stuff takes up a lot more room. And anyways, I took everything off and organized them and put them on the thin piece of wood, which takes up a lot less room. But I kept some of the spools. I didn't keep very many, and I wished I'd have kept more. And when I saw her doing that, that's what I had an idea to do, but I just kind of had them set back, didn't really know what to do or how to do it. And I saw her do hers, and I thought, oh, I love it. So I told her I loved them, and I had some put back, and I was going to be making some of my own. So anyways, and I had the spools. Now, these tops here are made from wood because I'm always cutting stuff, and I have circles left. So I kept them, and I've picked some out, and used them on these. Like, this is just a, like when you get something in the mail and you get these tubes. Well, I kept these, and then I kept the spools. I haven't made one with this, so I've got it back. I had it back with these, but I will work on that one. And then this right here, these are out of tinfoil. And I just cut them into pieces like this, okay? And I had enough circles, wooden circles, to make two. But I didn't have enough for this one. And I thought, well, I would do some out of cardboard, and that way I could show you all. If you don't have wooden circles, you can do it out of cardboard. So I had a little image here that I had cut out, and the circle size pretty much fit what I wanted. So what I'll do is I'll trace 2 or 3 of these to make the thickness, and I'll cut them out. And I'll glue them together, and I'll then have something to go on this one. So let me get these drawn off or traced around and cut out, and I'll be back. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, this is just cereal container board, because I save a lot of that and put up there so when I need it, I have it. And I'll leave the link to Jeanette's channel here on YouTube to the one she made. Because mine are not identical to hers. And you can get more ways of seeing how to do them and get ideas and make it your own. So I'll link, oh, wait, it went off a little bit. I'll link her video on here down below in my description. Now I have all my circles cut out. I'm just going to take some glue and glue them all together. I did cut 3 circles out just to give it a little more, just to make it a little heavier and thicker. So I'm just going to sit here and glue these 3 together and the other 3 together. Let me get these 3 glued, and I'm going to put it on top of that little one and see, make sure it's right, the right size. That's plenty thick enough. Okay, this is the one I think, no, I had the smaller one. Yep, that looks good. It's about the right size. And then I'll cut or glue all these 3 together. And then I'll have a spool. Now, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to wait for those to glue, or the glue to dry, which shouldn't take too long. But I'm going to go ahead and, let's see, that one goes on there, that goes on there. Glue these down on there. And these are just some I've done something else with. It has a circle in the middle. It doesn't matter because it's going to be covered. I probably should have stained my wood first, because this glue will not stain. Now I got this one started. I'll go ahead and finish it. Thinking that's pretty even. I am always peeling glue off my hands. Okay. I'm going to do this one and then the other. Ooh, there's a baby spitter. Don't like to kill them, but I don't like them on me. Okay, this is that Beacon Quick Grip. Okay, that one. All right, that looks fine. Now move that just a bit. Okay, now I have a spool. But I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to let this one dry. But and these are drying, but I'm going to go ahead and get some antiquing wax or brown or something. Really don't need a whole lot, because this is going to be covered. Just really this right in here. This will be covered, and this will be covered. So let me get my antiquing wax out and start on that. Now I'm just going to make sure the bottom of the rounds have a little of the antiquing wax on them, because the tops will be covered with the image. This will be what's showing like right here. That'll dry faster. And then on this one that I already have glued on, and it doesn't hurt to go on these also. Okay, I'm just going to finish coating all of these with the wax. And then we'll get started decorating them. Okay, this is the one that is just all cardboard. And I'm just going to cover it also with the antiquing wax. And I meant to add, on the cardboard, I make sure the edges are good and covered with the antiquing wax. Now I have them all antique waxed. They're dry and everything's ready for my labels to go on them. Let's see. This is the biggest one. Yes. These are some labels that I had made up. And I'll link them below. And you can print them out. You'll have to, if you have different sizes, you'll have to probably resize them or something, or go by the sizes I have. Okay. Okay, that one's on the top. This will go on the bottom, but I'll let that go for just a little bit. Let's see, did I do the wrong one? Yes, I did. That fit. Well, I hope I have enough of the right ones. That one fits on there. That's too big. That goes on there. Oh, I know. Okay, I was going to do a different one on each side. Okay. Getting confused. Okay, that is on there. I did hairspray all my images also to keep them from bleeding. So that one will go on the bottom side of that. And that way I can use whatever side I want. Or you can make them all the same. All right, these are all dry and we're almost finished with them. So I've got some material out here. Let's see which one I have the shortest piece of. This one. I'm just going to put some material on here like it's thread. And then kind of crinkle it up a bit. And I'm just going to go. Okay, I need to kind of secure that right there too. I'm just going to go around now, and I'll put a little dab of glue ever so often. If I have enough brown. Computer's always making sounds. A little bit more glue. Okay, I'm ending up right there. I'm going to have to start a new piece. Which that should go around. Okay, it's almost done. Okay, I'm going to let that cool, and then I'll cut that off. And then I'll just do that to each one of these. And I've just chosen different types of, this is kind of a, this is the, what I've used for a long time. It was a, what am I trying to say? It was a tablecloth that I cut in strips. Okay, I'll put that on, but I'm going to do that to each one. That's going to have that on there, and then this one. Now, here's the ones, the bigger ones that I have done. These are actual spools of off from ribbon. And I've just cut the tops and glued this down on there. And I did cut me out a little needle from wood and just run a piece of string through that. And then here I have one with black material, one with brown. And there's the tops of them. And I thought these would look cute in my craft room, you know, on a shelf or something. Setting up for a little decor when I get my craft room finished. Because I don't have room for any kind of decor in here. And hopefully I don't fill that one up so far that I don't have room for any there either. And I did have another little needle I cut out, like to put in one of these here if I decide I want to do it. I painted that a little darker gray. So, I don't know. I don't know if I'll put one in there or maybe this is just enough. So, I'm going to finish these up, twirling that material around there, and I'll show them to you when I'm finished. And this is a really simple, easy project, cost-effective, it's budget-friendly, it's actually, this was just all throwaway stuff, and I happened to keep some. I wish I'd have kept more. My actual idea was, at first, I was going to make firecrackers with them. And then I decided, no, I'd make spools, and I did cut out some wood, but I just didn't know where to go from there. This one piece, I was trying to make them look like the old-time spools, and I had done this up, and I didn't like it, so they were just thrown over there. But after seeing Jeanette's video, I thought, that's what I want to do with them. It's the same concept, but I made them spools of thread instead of the old-time wooden spools. So I'm going to finish these up right fast.